Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we will see the top 5 scenario-based question which will be asked for you in every Tableau interview. So this is very much important for those guys who are trying to change their job with some experience, or it is important for those also who are trying to do some course and enter as an fresher into any of the industry, right? So these types of questions are mainly asked whenever you are appearing for level 2 or level 3 types of interview. So depending upon company to company, they will ask you different types of scenarios. So today I'm going to demonstrate you the top 5 scenarios which out of which at least one or two scenario will be definitely asked for you in your interview. If you are able to solve at least any one of the scenario, it will be a positive point, and your interviewer may select you, and it will be a golden opportunity for you to work in that particular industry, right? So before wasting much time, I will walk you through all the scenarios. So first scenario which we are having here is to create top and bottom and profitable products in same sheet, right? So in this scenario, what interviewer will be trying to test your knowledge is he will be testing your 5 to 6 functionality of Tableau here. He will be testing how to create a parameter, how to operate it, how to make it dynamic. Then second, he will try to see how you can make sets. Then he will try to see how you are using it in filters, how you are applying some conditions as well, right? So you might have studied to create top end products in single sheet and top bottom end products in single or in some another sheet, but you want to appear or you want to display them both in the same sheet. So how we can do that, right? So it is very much easy, and it they want it to be dynamic. Like top n means what? It should there should be a user filter or a parameter where they can enter a value, and dynamically it should be operated, and they should be what we can say, which try to visualize top n, like top 10, top 5, top 3 products, and similarly for bottom, right? So first, what I will do, I will take a product into rows and I will add all the members, and let's take a profit. Okay. So whenever I'm sorting it from largest to smallest value, you can see these are the top products which are profitable, and these are bottom products which are least profitable, right? So we want top and bottom in same sheet. So how we can do that? So before starting, first what we will do, we will create parameters which will be my top end and bottom end. So I will create first top end parameter. So which this is needed to make it dynamic. So my data type will be integer, and I will be using a range minimum to maximum. I will keep it to minimum 1 to 100. You can keep any range, and current value I will keep it at 5. Means whenever workbooks open, or whenever you are opening a workbook, let's say closing it and opening it tomorrow, by default the current value will be taken as 5 for both top end and bottom end. All right, so I will click on OK, and I will duplicate this and I will create a bottom end parameter. So I will just edit this and I will name it as bottom end. All right, so this will be my bottom end. I will not change any values. Same parameter, whatever the range and in data type we will is there for top end, we will keep same it as for bottom end. So I will go ahead and show the parameter both top end and bottom end, and we will change its style as to type in, right? So instead of slider, we will keep it as type in, and we will enter the values manually which we want here, right? So next step what we have to do is we have to create a set. All right, so top set and bottom set, we will be creating two sets. So we will click on product name. So we want it by product, so we will create a product set. We will create, right click on product, then go to set, and we will name it as top product by profit. Okay, you can give any name whatever you want, and then we will go in this top condition, and we want it by field, we want it by top itself, and this is the hard coded value which will it is taking at top 10, but we want it to be dynamic, which we have created parameter. So I will click top n, and we want it by profit, so make sure it is profit here, and the aggregation is sum. So click on OK, and I will just duplicate this and I will create a same for bottom. So I will just edit this set and I will rename this to bottom bottom product by profit. All right, so then I will go in top, and instead of top, what I will need, I need it as bottom, and we have a different parameter, so that is bottom end. So for bottom set to operate, make it dynamic, we will be using this parameter. We will click on apply, OK, right? So now we have created the set, but how to bring this both the sets value into visualization, right? So, but what we have to do first, we have to combine these both sets, right? So what I will do, this is the first set and this is my second set. I will just select both by clicking control or by pressing control. I will, select both sets, right click. I will go and create, I will go and create combined set. Okay. And this is my combined set. All right, you can give any name and you can just click on OK. All right, and just take this and put in filters. You can see you are getting top 5 and bottom 5 in single sheet, and I will put it into entire view. Perfect. So whenever I'm operating filter, let's say I want bottom 7. I want bottom 7, and when I click enter, you are getting bottom 7 profits, right? I will just turn on the labels for this, and I want top 6. I want top 7 as well. So you can see it is completely dynamic and it is in single sheet itself, right? So then interview will ask you to give different colors to bottom and different colors to top. So what you can do, you can take the bottom or top set and you can take it and you can just put it into colors, right? And you can edit the colors, right? So for in means what, those are in bottom set, right? And you can put green to this, and if you want you can put red to this, apply OK. Perfect. So you can see the top are having different colors and the bottoms are having different colors. So this was your scenario number 1. So I hope you have understood this. Now we will go for our scenario number 2. So the scenario number 2, interviewer will ask you a question or a scenario saying, take region in rows, then sales in text, find percentage of total, then put region field in filter, operate the filter, and percentage of total should not be recalculated and should stick to its original value. Okay, so we will see step by step what he is asking you. So I will take, first he's asking take region in rows. I have taken region in rows. Okay, so I will just make it somewhat bigger. All right. Then he's asking you sales in text. Okay. So I will take sales and I will put this into text. All right. Then he want us to find the percentage of total. So by default, if you are finding the percentage of total, we know it can be done by using table calculation. So I will go ahead and I will add a quick table calculation percentage of total, which gives you answer in seconds, right? Then he's saying put region in region field in filter, right? So I will take this and put into filter, and I will click use all and OK, and I will show here the filter, show filter. Then he's saying operate the filter and percentage of total should not be recalculated. So I want you to see whatever values are there for each region. So you can see for central it is 21, east it is 29, and south it is 16. So what I will do, I will exclude this west region. So whenever I'm excluding, the central, east and south region values are again recalculated, right? So whatever we have seen initially, central region have 21% of sales, right? But whenever I'm filtering out west region, so it is changing it, what we can say percentage of total, it is recalculating again. So it is misguiding the results. Central regions are 21%, so it is giving us the 31%. So interviewer is asking you that this value should not change with respect to filter. So now how we can do that? This is very much important, guys, right? So in this case, he is trying to test your fix LOD score, right? He is trying to test your LOD understanding here, right? And table calculation understanding as well. Also, he is trying to see what are operation of Tableau operation of filters. That is there. What we can say, order is there. Order of operation. Sorry, order of operation of filters. Also, he is trying to test here. So what we can do, we can tackle this by using creating a calculation field. So I will create a calculation field and I will name it as percentage of total, right? I will name it as percentage of total. And what we can do, I will write a calculation, but for here we will be using a fixed LOD. Okay, so to tackle this, we will be using fixed LOD. First, what we will do, we will take a ratio. So ratio of what, the central region sales divided by total sales, it will give us the percentage of total. So, but how we will find the central region sales? We in fixed we will use and fix it to dimension of region, because we want on at numerator we want region wise sales, right? So we will be using fixed, and at numerator we will be using it at region level, right? So we will be fixing it at region level and we want it as sum of sales. Okay, so this is what our numerator, and we will divide it by total sales. Okay, so for total sales also I will be using same fixed LOD, so I will be using fixed, and we will be not using any dimension here, right? So we will be directly using sum of cells. So what does this mean, guys? So this means that it is taking overall sales in that particular data, right? So it is not fixing at any aggregation, or sorry, at any dimension. So it is taking all sales, but here we have fixed it at region, so it will give us region wise sales on numerator, and at denominator we will be getting as total sales. So I will just click on OK, and I will just double click, and you can see the ratio has been, or we can say the percentage we have got here. So I will just format this, and we will convert it into percentage. All right, so we can see percentage, we have got our percentage here. So now whenever I'm changing our values, whenever I'm changing operating filters, you can see this percentage are not changing, right? So, but here by table calculation the percentage are changing here right now. So right, so you can see whenever I'm changing, it is sticking to its particular what we can see percentage of totals, right? So in this scenario, your interviewer is trying to test your fixed LOD understanding, your table calculation understanding. And now next part, or we can say additional question which may come here is, he will ask you to put category into filters, right? And I will use all, and I will click on show category. Okay, and I will click on show filter. Now whenever I'm clicking filtering of technology, you can see the values with table calculation are changing, but you can see whenever I'm clicking on any of these, the values which we calculated by fixed LOD are not changing. Getting or not? So if there are two filters in this particular sheet, that is, one is with region and one is with category, and you want to keep these both filters, so for whenever we are keeping region, we cannot use table calculation, but whenever we are using category, we cannot use this calculation because it is not changing with respect to operation of this filter. You can see the values are not changing. So how to tackle this situation? Now here the order of operation of filters is very much important. You know, when the fixed LOD is operated, fixed LOD is operated after context filter and before dimension filter. So this is very, very important, guys. It is operated after context filter and before dimension filter. So what we can do, we can right click on category and we will add it to context. Okay. So now if I am operating, you can see the values are changing. See, the values are changing, which we have calculated by using our calculation. Okay, so always remember, if you are using a fixed LOD calculation, if you are determining any ratio, any calculation, anything which you are doing, I'll try, and if you are using some another filter which you are not used that particular what we can say dimension in your calculation, you have to put that other filter into context. Always remember. Okay, so here also 5 to 6 functionality of your knowledge is tested in this scenario. Getting or not? So this was your second scenario. We will go ahead to our third scenario. So now what here the interviewer is asking, individual color legend for each measure in the view. Okay. For example, sales, quantity and profit. So what here is asking, so let's take subcategory into rows, and I will take profit, then I will take sales, and I will take quantity. So what here he is asking, for each and every measure there should be individual color legends. So how to do this? Okay, so you will take this profit and you will put it in colors, and you will take, then you will say that for profit I have got one color, but the same color has been given to sales as well, right? So you can say the darker the green color, highest is the profit and least is the what we can say for negative profits, but the same colors are repeated for quantities as well. So you will say I will put quantity and again put it in colors. So sorry, control said I will put this quantity into colors, but what here is happening is you can put only one measure into color shelf. Always remember that. So now how to tackle this situation? Here what you can do, instead of putting your individual measures, you can take your measure values and put it into colors directly. All right, and make it to text. Oops, control Z. So what we have to do, I will press control first and I will make one instance and then put it into colors. All right. So you can see there are three different colors which have been given to that particular what we can say measures, but it is not looking that much distinguished because we want the measure values to be like, for each measure there should be a different color palette. So what we can do, we can right click on this colors measure filter, what we can say measure value which has been put into colors, and we can use separate legends. Okay, so now for each measure we have separate legend, right? So like for profit we have it in green, for quantity we have it in blue, and for sum of sales we have it in orange. So if you want, you can change the color from here, and whatever color you want, you can apply it and click on OK. And this is, in this way you can give different color to different what we can say measures in a single view. All right. So this was your third scenario. The scenario 4 which we will be having here is create a line chart for rolling 12-month sales. So this is very important scenario, guys. Out of 10, 8 interviewers will ask you this type of question. So what is mean by rolling 12 months? What is mean by trailing 12 months? What is year to date functions? For that I will make some another videos, but this is important, that is for rolling 12 months, right? So we should understand what do you mean by rolling 12 month first, right? So if you search in Google as well, you will get one some of the what we can say text format of explanation, or you will be getting some videos as well. But for this video, what I will do, I will explain you in the form of order date which we are having here. So here it is the order date which we are having from the year of 2019 to 2022, and let's make it to a month for continuous and convert it into discrete. So we are having from January 2019 to December 2022 month we are having here, right? So now what we have to find out is the rolling 12 months. So what do you mean by rolling 12 month is nothing but, so currently my today's date is for me it is 30th of December, right? So if you can see, it is 30th of December for me, and so I'm currently in December 2022. So if I have to say what do you mean by the rolling 12 month, it is nothing but from December, taking into consideration December month as well, find the last 12 month sales. So last 12 month is nothing but, if you go back and calculate, if you see this 12 months, right? So these are the 12 months which I have selected, and we have to consider December as well in it. And from January 2022 to December 2022 is nothing but the rolling 12 months, right? But it should be dynamic. We have to make this calculation dynamic when we will be going into next month, that is January 2023. So if we see the 12 months calculation from there, that is rolling 12 months, it will be from January 2023 up to February 2022. Getting or not? Similarly, when we go to February 2023, it will be calculated from that up to March 2022. So that should be dynamic whenever we go into next month. It should be not like for each month whenever we are going, we will change our calculation and we will update no, we don't want that. Okay, so in this scenario your interviewer is trying to test your date functions, right? So it is very much important. So what we will be doing, we will be writing a calculation, and for this calculation we will be making use of what we can say the date date difference and date trunk date what we can say date function. So I will name it as rolling 12 months. All right. And what I will do, I will make it as a date difference first. Okay, I will take the difference between each date. So what the logic I will explain you what we are going to do is, we want the difference between the latest month, that is the month which we are in, and the difference between each month which has already been passed, right? So we want the difference between December to November, December to October, December to September, December to August, right? So we want to determine that value first, right? So if we say December to November, the value should be 1, then December to October the value should be 2. And so how to find that? So we have to take difference, so obviously we have to use date different function. And what does a date different argument takes? First it want date part, then it want date start date and end date. So date part for us obviously it should be month because we are dealing with months, right? Then comma we want start date. For start date we will be using date trunc function, all right? And for date trunc also we will be using date part as month, and the date which we'll be using is a order date. All right. So I will explain you what date trunc does here is, right. So what date trunc will do with this particular calculation, that is for start date of date diff, it will extract the month of order date field. Okay. So it will extract each month of order date field from here, and we want to subtract this from today. That is what we will again use date trunc function here. So date trunc truncates to the first date, and it will be taking month of that particular date, right? And again we will be using month, comma, we will be using today function here. So it will be dynamic. Today is nothing but it will capture today's date. For me it is 30th of December. When we go in January, it will be taking January's date. So what will be output of this particular function here is it will give us December as the output. Okay. So date run month of today is what? December, because today is 30th of December. So this will give us as December as an output, and this will give us the month of each what we can say each month of order date. And date difference will what date difference will do? It will take difference of December and each month in order date. Okay, and it will display into visualization. So I will click on OK. Before clicking on OK, I will convert this all calculation and I will make it as minimum. Okay, so here I will take and I will make it as minimum. Okay, I will click on OK and I will take this and put it on text. Okay, so you can see we have got the difference between each month. So the difference of December to December, December minus December of same month is 0, but December from December to November, it will be 1. From December to October, 2. December to September, 3. Right, so it is taking difference from latest month to the past month which have already passed away. Right, so we want up to January. So we want up to January. So from here up to we can say it is 12 months. So we want it up to 11. So what we can modify our calculation is I will click on edit and I will make it as less than 12. Okay, we want it equal to less than 12, means all the value are which are less than 12. So I will just click on OK. I will take it out and I will put this into text. Okay, so you can see we are satisfied our condition up to this, right? So up to 12 months we are satisfying, we are getting true value. So now next thing what we have to do is we have to put this into filter and I will make it as true, apply OK, and I will put this into columns and I will take my cells and I will put it into rows, right? So I click on entire view and I will on my labels here. So if you can see, this is a December 2022 month and this is what January 22. When we go in January 2023, so this January 2022 will disappear and 12 months will be from February 2022 to one more month will be added here is this that is January 2023, and it will be dynamic because we are using a today function here. All right. So next scenario is advanced part of this same, and it is asking create a rolling 12-month sales and make it dynamic as per selection of month. Okay, means what? Instead of taking today as an what we can say and as an hard coded as a month, if a user wants to select, let's say he is selecting October 2022 or November 2022, from that he wants to go back and see 12 months of data. All right, so now how to do that? And first he must want a filter or a parameter where he can select those months. Okay, so for that first we will create a parameter here and we will name it as select month. Okay, and we will be taking all this month from order date itself. Okay, so date type will be our date. Okay, and we want a range over here, right? We want to take a range and we want the range to be taken from order. So whatever minimum date we are having in our data set is 2019 and maximum is what? 2022. So it will take all the values which are there in the database only, and we have taken it from order date. All right, and we want to increase our steps of the month by using month. Okay, means the user can go back with by one month. Okay, and how it should be displayed? So I will be using a custom display format for here, that is mmm and yyyy. Means what? Instead of displaying it in date, it should be displayed in December 2022, November 2022, likewise. So I will just click on OK and I will click here and I will click on show parameter, right? So this is the month which we'll be using here, right? So I will click it on December 2022, and what I can do is I will just put this here. I will click on true, apply OK, and the same what we did before, I will just bring that into visualization. We have taken order date and I will convert it into month. Okay, so I will just remove this and I will convert this to discrete. Okay, and I will take our rolling calculation. Where is it? Okay, so I will put it into text label. Okay, so this is our original condition. Now we want to modify our calculation to make it dynamic with respect to this particular month. So how we can do that? So now I will edit this calculation. So first I will edit this and see how we can do this. All right, so this is very much important here, guys. So now instead of today, just I will do what I will take our this select date, that is whatever the month which we will be selecting from here. Okay, and I will just click on OK, right? And now whenever I'm going back to 2020 November, so you can see true condition is satisfied for last 13 months, so we have to modify our calculation. So first I will show you how to modify this. I will click on edit and I will just remove this first, and I will click on OK. So let's see how values are there. So you can see the values which we are getting are -1, 0, 1, 2 to 11. So that's why it is taking last 13 months, right? So because we have taken less than 12. But you can see why -1 is there here, because if we are taking the if we have selected month as November 2022, so it is taking the difference from November 2022. But December is the next month of November 2022, so the difference between those two will be -1. And the past month it should be calculated likewise which you calculated in last calculation. So if I go back to November, October, if I go back to September also, so after November, October, November, and December they come after September. So obviously the difference will be in negative format. So we have to modify this as well. So now how we can tackle our calculations. I will just go ahead and I will remove this, and we can edit our calculation. Okay. And what I can do, it should be greater than 12. Okay, it should be greater than, sorry, it should be less than 12. All right. So one second. So it should be less than 12. And we want to add one more condition, that is and. It's both condition should be satisfied, and I will copy this, control C, control V, and it should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so we don't want any negative values here. So I will just click on OK, and I will put it into text. Now you can see here, whenever I am on September, so these values are vanished out because we have clicked greater than or equal to 0. We don't want any negative values, and if you can see, these are our variables. All right. So now I will put this into columns, and I will put this here and make it as true, apply OK, and I will take the sales, put it into rows, make it enter view, and text on. So now whenever I'm going back, you can see our rolling 12 month is changing with respect to that, right? So in this way, this is how we make it dynamic. All right, so these were some top 5 scenarios which might be asked in interviews, or there is high what we can say frequency of asking these types of question into our interviews, right? So I will make some more scenario based question for you. Till then, you can subscribe the channel, like the video if you have learned something from this, and see you in the next one. Thank you guys.